Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my channel. I'm Cassie and today I'm going to talk navigating your fitness journey when you're like kind of in the beginning, or maybe you fell off and it's been a while and you're trying to hop back on that journey there. And while we talk about that, there are going to be some unpopular opinions that come up in the fitness industry. So I'm going to just be sharing like my stance on some of those things and just like a little disclaimer to remind you, like, take what you can, leave what you can't. We may have differing opinions and that is okay. We're just gonna get started and get rolling into them. So first things first, be honest with yourself about your time that you have available in the day and what you're using. And what I mean by that is a lot of people fall off track or don't get started because they're like, when am I gonna do this? When do I have the time? If you have the time to watch TV, if you have the time to read books, if you have the time to sit there and scroll social media, if you have the time to watch YouTube videos, there's a very good chance that you have the time to find a way to get a workout in, because your workouts don't have to be an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours long. Be honest with yourself about the time you have available and where you're lacking. Could you get up an hour earlier? Could you go to bed an hour later? I have ran into a lot of the time, I find that people are making excuses for not being able to work out, and it being things like, I don't have the time because I have kids and I work. And it's like, okay, that's cool. But then the next sentence they'll be like, did you catch that new Game of Thrones episode? And I'm thinking, how did you catch that if you don't have time to work out, right? Because you can work out at home. I have literally worked out at home my entire fitness journey, and I did not always have a garage gym. I just recently, in the last few years, had access to like gym equipment like that. To be honest, when I initially worked out, it was through Insanity Beachbody, so it was body weight strictly workouts. You can literally find the time to work out. Just be honest with yourself, and if it is a priority, you will figure it out. Like, you will find time to put that in there. Next, when you're navigating your fitness journey, it is like really important that when you're setting your goals, they are realistic and measurable. I think a lot of people will set goals that either one, isn't specific enough for them to actually track it to know whether they're hitting those goals, or two, they aren't necessarily realistic in the time frame they're thinking, or maybe the method they're thinking to getting those results, or whatever it might be. They're just not as realistic as they could be. It could be, I want to lose 10 pounds on the scale in the next month. That's realistic. That's attainable. On average, 2 to 3 pounds a week isn't unrealistic goal for losing weight. So 10 pounds in a month would be realistic. However, if you said, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds in 1 week, that's not realistic. As we're talking about setting those realistic and measurable goals, along with that is to use weekly and monthly goals to your advantage. With your fitness journey, it is going to be so easy to just give up if you're not hitting those goals. So when you set weekly goals or daily goals that you're trying to hit each day, it gives you something that's like, okay, I did it. It's like those little victories. You can get that little hit of serotonin. I did that. I actually did all 3 of those things every day for the last week. Like, this is amazing. And then that will like build your confidence, help you be motivated to keep going and keep going further in your fitness journey. And with your weekly goals, those would be like goals that are going to work you towards whatever that monthly goal is. And then of course you can have your long-term goals as well. But I just think it's really important to have weekly and monthly goals that you're tracking. That way, when you do hit them, you just get that little like, and then it boosts your motivation and you're like, hell yeah, I want to keep going because look at me go. And while you're on this journey, you're going to run into the big issue of friends and family and whether they support you or not. So something that I think is crazy is that there really is a lot of family and friends out there that aren't going to support this change, whether it's because they look at themselves and they're like, well, I'm not doing that. I don't want them doing that. Or like, I don't want to see her looking her best. Like, look at me over here. Like, be their inability to do it. It could be whatever reason, but a lot of times you just won't have family and friends support you, and that's totally okay. I do think it's important to try to find a few people that do support you, and then I think it's important to recognize those that aren't supportive of those goals and kind of just let them just not be supportive, and just don't talk to them about like what's going on with your fitness journey. If that's the case, maybe they're not supportive but they're not rude about it, then like maybe you're sharing things. But if they're making you doubt yourself or causing you to feel like you shouldn't be doing things to make your life healthier and make yourself feel better, then just ignore them and just don't share those things with them. Find people who are supportive or at least are better at listening to what you got going on in that aspect of your life. And that is something that's like super great with social media, is when you're navigating your fitness journey, you can turn to social media to make friends if you don't have any friends or family that are into the healthy lifestyle. You also can use it as an opportunity to follow people and ingest things that are educating you and teaching you things that are going to help you get better on your fitness journey. Fitness influencers and people that bring me positivity in the fitness world and in my fitness journey, that I tend to stay better on track. I tend to eat better for myself, and I tend to actually hit my workouts more and just feel more motivated outside of my fitness. A lot of times those people that are posting that kind of positive content are just motivating individuals, so it bleeds into other parts of my life as well. So you can just use social media to your advantage. It can help you find the friends that will support you, as well as you can like find people that are going to educate you. You can find motivation, you can get inspired, you can feed your brain all these things that are going to bleed right into that healthy lifestyle and into your whole life. And now when you're navigating your fitness journey, something else that is extremely important and kind of hard to swallow, you have to remember that the results you're getting are going to be equal to the effort that you're putting in. 9 times out of 10, it's not the protocol that's not working, it's the person not working. So you need to look back and think like, is what I'm doing actually going to get me where I want to be? Am I actually following the protocol? So if my goal is to drink 100 ounces of water a day, do cardio 3 times a week, hit 120 grams of protein a day, if that's my protocol and I haven't done that in 3 weeks, I need to be honest with myself and realize like, it's not that that's not working, it's that I'm not putting the work in. Your effort is going to be 100% dependent on the work you put in, and that goes into things that go beyond your workout. It's going to bleed into what you're eating, how much you're just sitting around besides your workout, how much water you're drinking, how much rest and recovery you're getting. Like, there's going to be so many things outside of your workout that actually impact your results. So you really have to be 100% honest with yourself on how much effort are you really putting in, and is it the protocol not working? Are you sticking to the protocol and it's really not getting you results, or are you not working the protocol? If you are starting your fitness journey or you're getting back on the horse after years off, it is so important to remember that like, nothing is probably going to be perfect the first time. The first time you do an RDL, it's probably not going to be perfect. The first time you do a squat, probably not going to be perfect. The first time you do switch kick, probably not going to be perfect. Maybe the first time you warm up, the warm up's going to feel a little funky. It's going to take time to learn what works for you and what you enjoy in your fitness journey. And we all started somewhere. We all were a beginner somewhere. So even if you have really ugly form, educate yourself, take the time to like look up videos for the workouts you're doing, work on that, and then eventually you'll get there. Nothing in the fitness world is ever perfect the first time, I swear. If you've been perfect since the day you started, like, props to you, like, because I could never claim that. Piggybacking on talking about the results being related to your effort, something that is argued about a lot in the fitness industry is like the best way to lose weight, the best way to lose fat, etc. At the end of the day, it comes down to your calories in versus calories out. You do not have to track your caloric intake. However, not tracking it, you are losing out on using a huge tool that can help you gather data to determine where you might not be doing well in your fitness journey, and maybe you're not eating enough protein, maybe you're not eating enough fat, whatever it may be. Without that data, you would not know necessarily, unless you are really good at like keeping all those numbers in your head when you're reading the nutrition label. Like maybe you got like a photographic memory. If so, I'm jealous. Tracking is the best way to really be sure what you're eating is what you think you're eating, and the calories that you're putting in your body are what you think they are. But at the end of the day, if you want a black and white answer, it is just calories in versus calories out. You can't argue that. And with that being said, what I fell off of is I was at a point where I could have just maintained weight before I got into a little depression a few years ago, and then I slowly started to gain the weight. And because I was still in the mindset of balance, I just kept gaining the weight, and then had a really hard time getting myself back on my fitness journey track. A lot of that had to do with because in my head I kept telling myself yourself, you can have the cookie, you can have this, you can have that, it's okay. And then it may have led to some binge eating or just me overeating in general. If I would have remembered and been reminded of the beginning of my fitness journey and all the times I've been pregnant and then had to lose all the weight again, I always had to go through a period of restriction. I had to go through a stricter period of what I was eating, what I was consuming, because I like sweets, I like candy. So for me, it's not like I just gravitate towards the healthier food all the time. Sometimes, and as I eat healthier, I will gravitate towards the healthier food. I had to be reminded, and there was a TikToker, I forget who it was, I just came across on my For You page that was talking about how, yes, balance is attainable. These girls that are preaching you balance, that have these beautiful bodies, they didn't get that body by balancing that way. They got that body by a period of restriction, a period of just like nose down grind mode. And after hearing that, it like really clicked for me, and I was like, holy crap, that is so true. And that was my experience, and it has been this time that I've been getting back into things, is as I lose that mindset of, oh, you can be lazy, oh, you can skip this workout, oh, you can eat that. As I lose that, and I get more of that goal driven, be productive, hit your goals, you don't want to eat that because that's gonna not help you reach your goals, etc. Like, as I lean more into that, I'm seeing the results come. So as much as balance is achievable, and in your future you could probably have a balance, if your goal is to lose 50 pounds, you're probably not going to hit that goal without having some type of restriction, some type of grind mode happening during your fitness journey. That's not to say you could totally lose it in a way balanced manner, but it is going to just take you that much longer, because it goes back to that, the effort you're putting into the fitness journey. If you're putting in way more effort and grinding and like hitting all your macros, doing all your workouts, doing all the things, you're going to see the results way faster than someone who is taking 2 or 3 days a week that they just say F it. So that's just something to keep in mind, is like balance is totally attainable. I'm going to preach balance, that you can totally eat the cookie and still lose weight. But I know for myself that I realistically do need a period of restriction to really get my goals, or it's going to take me forever. I'll have the days where I'm like, F it, never mind, I'm just going to eat this whole pizza. Just kidding. That would make me die on the inside. So I have 2 more things before we finish this one off. I'm going to do the less tough love one first. And that is, if you're walking away from your workout and you're like, I could go do more. I could go run another mile. I could go squat another 5 sets. Something's wrong. You are either not using enough challenging weights, your sets and reps are not good enough for you or challenging enough for you. Something needs to be changed to make your workout harder. You should not walk away from your workout and be like, I'm ready, let's go do another one. Okay? We want to walk away and be like, damn. And with that being said, and I don't know why with that being said has been like my favorite phrase this past month, so I apologize. But with that being said, if you're walking away and you are sore AF every single workout, or like 4 out of 5 workouts, and you're sore 2 or 3 days later, that's also a problem. There is something wrong with your protocol, whether it's your workout, whether it's your rest and recovery, whether it's your protein intake, there is something wrong. You do not need to be not able to pop a squat on the toilet to know it was a good leg day. You don't want to walk away being like, I'm about to go do that again, but you also don't want to be walking away and being like every single freaking time. Not good. If that is how your workout programming is right now, if you have a coach, talk to your coach, get it worked out. If you're doing your own programming or you're just working out willy-nilly, change something up, okay? If you're working out willy-nilly, maybe get a workout journal, track your workouts, and see what's going on there. And the last thing is probably something that maybe I just think it's an unpopular opinion in the fitness industry right now because of the side of the fitness industry I am on in social media or something. I just want to say it here because I need to hear it, if I'm being completely honest. It is okay to have aesthetic goals. I feel like in today's society, it's almost like scary to admit that your goals are to look better. At least from what I have seen recently on social media and whatnot. It is so tiptoed around to have aesthetic goals unless you are competing in a competition, because it's like shamed on women. Maybe you're fat phobic or you don't love yourself. This is for my fellow moms out there. You can't be a good mom if you don't appreciate the way your body looks after you gave birth to kids, but you just get like shamed for having aesthetic goals, and that is bull crap. Like, it is okay if you're working out because you want to change how you look. That's how a lot of people get into working out. I hope that you choose to stay because of how it makes you feel. It is completely okay to have aesthetic goals, and I don't know why it's like we went from toxic like weight loss culture, toxic diet culture, to like toxic anti-diet culture. And it's like, no, it's okay to restrict. It's okay to track your calories. It's okay to make healthier recipes or eat healthier foods with the mindset of losing weight or looking different. That is okay. Just like it's okay to not want to do that. Everyone is different. I know for me personally, I feel it in my whole life when I am heavier and I don't like the way I look when I look in the mirror. I feel it mentally, I feel it physically, I feel it emotionally, I feel it spiritually. It bleeds into every aspect of my life. When I am doing the things that make me feel better, working towards those aesthetic goals, I tend to have a more positive impact throughout my whole life. So that's my personal experience. I think that having aesthetic goals, I think that's an awesome reason to be in the gym. You know what else I think? I think it's an awesome reason to be in the gym if you're just in there because you want to move your body. If you're in there because you want to be able to squat 250 pounds. If you're in there because you want to be able to jump all the way up a whole set of stairs. If you're in there because you just want to be able to knock someone out in the ring. Whatever reason you're in the gym for is the right reason. That's where we're going to go ahead and end this episode. I do hope that if you are starting your fitness journey, or you're new to your fitness journey, or you're restarting, or whatever stage you're at, that you can take just a little bit from this video. And if you did make it this far, I love you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And I can't wait to see you next time on Caffeinated Chaos with Cassie.